In 1979, I was elected Vacation Professor of Mathematics. This is the same chair once held by Isaac Newton. They have a big book, which every university teaching officer is supposed to sign. After I had been Vacation Professor for about a year, they realized I had never signed. So they brought the book to my office, and I signed with some difficulty. That was the last time I signed my name. My interest in the origin and fate of the universe was reawakened when I attended a conference on cosmology in the Vatican. Afterwards, we were granted an audience with the Pope. He told us that it was all right to study the evolution of the universe after the Big Bang, but we should not inquire into the Big Bang itself, because that was the moment of creation, and therefore the work of God. I was glad that he did not know the subject of the talk I had just given. The possibility that the universe had no beginning, no moment of creation.
There were theories in the early 70s, in fact the first type of creation theories, where the people concerned started off with a fixed external space and time, which, as it were, for eternity was empty. And then suddenly, for some unknown reason, the universe nucleates at a particular point, and then bang, it blows apart. But the trouble is that when space and time appear in the classical theory, the actual point itself is a singular point in the mathematics. Mathematics breaks down, and so you cannot in fact use that to give you a creation theory.
If one goes back in time, one comes to the Big Bang singularity, where the laws of physics break down. But there's another direction of time that one can go in, which avoids the singularity. This is called the imaginary direction of time. In imaginary time, there need not be any singularities which form a beginning or end to time.
When you come to imaginary time, you have this rather peculiar possibility of having a now, as it were, without necessarily having a sort of a chain of past moments. If we start where we are at the moment, start running backwards in time, as it were, then for a long time things work perfectly normally. Then as you begin to get further and further back towards what would be the origin point in the conventional real-time picture, you find that the nature of time changes, that the imaginary component becomes more and more prominent. And in the end, what ought to have been the singular point in the classical theory just gets smoothed away, and you have this sort of beautiful picture, these sort of bowls, where the creation of the universe is pictured as where we are now, in a smooth sort of bowl of the past. There was no initial point, just a sort of smooth shape.
So long as the universe had a beginning, we could suppose it had a creator. But if the universe is completely self-contained, having no boundary or edge, it would neither be created nor destroyed. It would simply be. What place, then, for a creator?
We could really say that the universe is, because it's a self-consistent mathematical structure. There is no past, because unlike the creation of the point scenario, there's nothing for it to be created in, you see. So to say it's created from nothing is actually a bit of a misnomer. It's a misleading use of the word nothing. It's not just that there was empty space in which the universe appeared, which you might call nothing. There was really nothing at all, because there wasn't even a creation event. You see, the use of a past tense in a verb becomes inappropriate in these theories. Unfortunately, tenses were set up when people believed in real time, of course, and we don't yet have a linguistic form to describe tenses in imaginary time.
The word time was not handed down from heaven as a gift from on high. The idea of time is a word invented by man, and if it has puzzlements connected with it, whose fault is it? It's our fault.